My name is David from the Los Angeles area. I was on the fence about what I should do about my hair loss. Right here on the forehead, it was going way back. I was coloring it in, I was trying to hide it, wearing hats every day, very depressed about it, you know, and I didn't really realize how depressed I was until I fixed it. And so very, very happy I went through with this, with the FUE surgery. You know, the surgery was an all-day thing, of course. It's a long day. You get food and snacks, and once it's over, it was painful a little bit, but you know, not as painful as other things I've done in life. And the recovery was fairly short. You know, was able to recover and go back to work in I think about a week. And as time went on, you know, each month saw a little bit more progress and growth. You know, here we are about 8 or 9 months later, and it's flawless. I'm very happy that I went through with it. Anyone who's even considering it on the fence, it's definitely do it. It changes your life and it's permanent. You know, I don't have to color in my head every day anymore. Wake up going to work just happier and very happy with the results. So, you know, before this surgery, leading up to it, probably maybe over 5 or 6 or 7 years, I had gradually been experiencing hair loss, just on the front hairline, going back and back. You know, there was really no way to stop it. And each year I would just get more depressed. I had almost given up. You know, I really didn't think there was anything I could do. And after this surgery, and I fixed, you know, this baldness I was suffering from, every day is just brighter, whether it's going to work with a smile on my face, going to hang out with family and friends, which, you know, it just makes everything I do on a daily basis better. Over the course of maybe 5 or 6 years, I was experiencing baldness. My hairline was receding, it was getting worse and worse, and my depression was getting worse and worse. And I'm a happy person, you know, I don't get sad about things, but this was really affecting me, and I didn't realize how much it was affecting me until I got it fixed, you know. And it's something I was, of course, on the fence about, but I'm definitely happy I did it. And anyone who is going through this knows the feeling of, you know, whether it's going to work, dating, interacting with friends, just having that baldness there and people looking at it and just the way it makes you feel. And you know, after this surgery, I just feel better in everything I do. Confidence is up off the charts, you know, happiness off the charts. And you know, if something costs you your happiness, then you know, you have to fix it. Happiness is priceless. And so, you know, I no longer dwell on the past and have depression about this baldness that was increasing. You know, I'm no longer worried about the future and how bad it's going to get. You know, this is a permanent solution, and it's getting better every day. And I'm now excited for the future. You know, I was at the point before to where I would avoid interactions with friends, and I wouldn't go to certain events unless I could wear a hat, or unless I had time to some kind of way to hide, you know, this baldness that I was so embarrassed about. You know, now I can go anywhere, I can do anything, you know, whether it's daytime, nighttime, I don't have to hide. You know, when I'm at work, I'm not afraid to go to meetings and interact with people. I'll get up in front of the whole crowd and speak what I need to say with more confidence that I didn't even realize I had lost. And so it just, hundreds of improvements in my life, and I don't know where to stop, you know. So my hairline, it was getting bad. All right here, the hair was balding back halfway to the back of my head, just like that. It wasn't something I could hide. It wasn't something I could fix. I tried to color it in, that didn't do anything. You know, I was on the fence, but after doing tons of research, the best option was the FUE hair transplant surgery. And I'm very happy with the results, happier than I would ever have imagined beforehand. All these hairs have been replaced, you know. These are all my hairs, just from a different spot in my head. And I'm more than satisfied. I would do it again. Maybe I will do it again if needed in other parts of my head. The night before my surgery, of course I was nervous, just like anything. If you have a big day the next day, you're going to be a little nervous. But there's really nothing to worry about. I got here bright and early. They fed me a nice breakfast, or I think it was Subway, whatever I requested. Ate food, you know, did a little bit of talking, mentally prepped myself. Nothing was rushed. You know, we had the whole day just to get it done. And, you know, there was pain. The most painful part is probably the anesthesia, which is at first just to get everything numb. But after that, you pretty much don't feel anything. And if you do, you know, they can numb it a little bit more, which is easy. But yeah, the pain is just the beginning. And even after the surgery, the whole recovery process, there really wasn't any pain. Really wasn't much pain. You know, it was very tolerable. And so after I was numbed up, pretty much just took a nap, you know, most of the time, kind of slept a little bit, woke up. It's a full day process, but definitely tolerable. You know, you can take bathroom breaks if you need to. And yeah, it was actually a good experience. Watched a movie, had lunch, and then resumed. After the surgery was all done, they wrapped my head up, put on the creams that help it heal, gave me a spray bottle of a solution to, you know, spray on it for the first week or so. You have to consistently, you know, spray the scalp, the donor site, the surgical site. And, you know, first week or two, I wore a little cap just to protect it. After that, a couple weeks later, started just wearing a baseball cap. And I would say about 3 or 4 months after the surgery, little baby hair started to grow in, started to fill up the transplanted area. Maybe at 6 months, it was really growing in thicker, started looking really good. And here we are at, you know, about 9 months later, and it's looking really good. Looks normal, natural, like I never lost my hair in the first place. And, you know, it's still growing thicker each month. I would say for about a year leading up to the surgery, you know, I've done my research. I might have been on the fence about it. Anyone on the fence about this, I have to say I recommend it 100%. It'll change your life. I can't imagine my life without it. I don't know how I didn't do it sooner. It's probably the happiest I've been and the best choice I've made. And I would say any day that you wait, any day that you postpone this is a day that you're missing out on just living your best life. So, as we know, African American or black hair is different. It's curlier, just like mine. And beneath the surface, beneath the scalp, where the hair follicles are, those are curlier. And so, traditional hair transplant surgery, it can't really be done with the same technique as you would someone who is, you know, white or Asian or has straight hair. You know, it requires special tools and a special surgeon who specializes in African American curly hair. And that's why I came here, because, you know, Dr. Behnam, his whole team, they all specialize in African American hair. So I would say about 20 years ago, you know, my father, he had FUT, hair transplant surgery, and I believe this was before FUE was even an option. And so he experienced a lot of pain, you know, a lot of pain during the surgery, during the recovery. And he, to this day, you know, has a scar on the back of his head. And, you know, now with the FUE hair transplant surgery, there's no scar. I have no scar. There's no evidence that I've had any type of surgery, you know, and compared to what my father had to go through 20 years ago, I mean, he was beyond impressed. You know, I showed my father and he didn't believe it. He thought I was wearing a wig and he didn't see the scar, and, you know, he pulled at my hair. He said, "How'd you do this?" You know, he's 70-something years old and wants to do it now. And so I would say that's one of the best things, is that, you know, there's minimal pain, the results are flawless, there's no evidence that there was ever any kind of surgery. It just looks natural. So I have to say, every day I feel great. I wake up feeling great. I look at the mirror, in the mirror more than I should. You know, this is my hair. I don't feel like I've had any type of surgery. You know, I lost my hair. I didn't feel like myself. Every aspect of my life, you know, was suffering from it. And now I feel like I got my power back. I got my life back. You know, this is me. I feel like myself. I smile for no reason. You know, this is my hair. that's it. I don't feel like I've had surgery. I just feel like myself again. You know, okay, I'm single, you know, I'll date a girl here and there, whatever, but then they end up being weird or something. But it's like one of the biggest things is, you know, because I would color it in and try to hide it. And one of the biggest things is when, like, say you're laying in the bed or something, or a girl for girl, like just anybody, if somebody touches your head and you're like, oh no, they can feel this ball, they feel this, like, the ink will come off or something, or, you know, you can't hide it. There's nothing like having a girl just touch your head and you're like, go ahead, you know. So when it comes to dating or relationships or whatever it may be, confidence is very important. You know, women can sense your confidence whether you know it or not. And so, you know, I feel like now my confidence is amazing. Ever since this, you know, hair transplant surgery, my confidence has gone through the roof, and my friends, family, people, you know, women, they can sense it too. For example, I have a female who has been my friend for a long time, who I've always thought, you know, was out of my league. So I've remained friends, you know, didn't really have maybe the confidence to tell her, you know, it's time for the next step. And ever since this surgery, I didn't have to. She told me she felt the same way, and maybe she just sensed that, you know, my confidence is there. You know, I feel great, not insecure or self-conscious about anything. And yeah, I'm happy.